rideshare driver that drives for Uber and Lyft. Joe currently uses multiple phones to efficiently drive for Uber and Lyft. But this can be a pain at times and very unsafe. That was until Joe found MAXYMO, the rideshare app that automates Uber and Lyft ride requests. MAXYMO will use the filters set by Joe, like time, distance, and passenger rating, to determine which rides are best suited for Joe. When a ride request comes in, Joe doesn't need to worry. MAXYMO will automatically accept the ride request that matches his filters, and then turn off the app that isn't currently on a ride. Once Joe finishes the ride, MAXYMO will turn everything back on. This will allow Joe to focus more on his passengers and driving safe.
What's up, everybody? Hi. Let me go over to the comments here. I know some of you were in here beforehand. Let's see, Gary Middleton at 12. So it's, wait, what time is it here right now? 2:21. Gary Middleton at 12:36. So 2 hours ago. Good job. Good job, Gary. What's up, Gary? What's up, Phil? What's up, Micah? What's up, Pull My Gig? What's up, William? What's up, Bud Soda? What's up, Mort? What's up, Kyle? What's up, Marissa? What's up, Pull My Gig? Sorry, guys, on the way that happened. So what I'm going to do instead is that same kind of thing. I don't even need the 15 minutes, and I can roll through it quicker than that and get in all my stories. That was kind of putting it together at the last minute, but based, I have uberlyftdrivers.com to go to, but all the links will be up for that stuff. But I will get more even in those 13 minutes, but I'll do it so that it's 13 minutes before the hour and then it ends right at, I'm going to try and do it at 1 Mountain. So 12 Pacific, 3 Eastern on Sundays is when the live forum this should start happening, and 15 minutes prior to that is when that news reel will run, and I will keep working on it. I did tag the StreamYard thing to the top, so I know I was putting in some delivery stuff, and I saw some of your comments over there in the news. So if you want to join up. Bud Soda, I saw you were, especially you doing a lot of delivery. I don't know if I got to really pick your brain on what you thought about some of this delivery stuff that was out this week and these ghost kitchens. And I'm not talking about the ghost kitchens. I saw, Marissa, that you asked, are they not health inspected? So they're not. The ghost kitchens that are legit are checked. If they're renting a industrial kitchen space, yes, that is a zoned thing. Food trucks are semi-zoned. Some of them are able to move and work different counties or different areas, so there's different zonings on those, but they still have an accountability measure as well. But these ghost kitchens, when I'm talking about ghost kitchens, I guess I'm talking about like double layer ghost kitchens, because these are the ghost kitchens where people are operating out of their houses. I mean, just some crazy stuff is going on. Or where, like who was it that was talking about those, reselling frozen meals from a company that sells their frozen meals to the grocery store, and that you're like kind of rebranding. It's nuts. I'm not really, it's one of those things that seems so easy to fix. Hey, Mort, why don't you jump in? Bud Soda, I can't believe I'm saying this. Why don't you jump in? I'm just kidding, Bud. By the way, Bud, congratulations. You hit 100 subscribers, I saw. Congratulations, bro. You're barely up and running, and you did it. But I guess you're well known. So, I mean, we all subbed you right away. Actually, I was subbed you before you even said you were going to do a channel. Must have been my intuition going off, knowing that you were going to. But Pull My Gig, you want to come on? Come on. Kyle, anybody, anyone? I mean, I can keep chatting. I can do things, but it's more fun when people come on. Yeah, here we go. Bot Soda. What's up, bud?
Work.
Yep.
Oh, very fatigued, but I can hang in there.
What's up, Gary?
Hey, Gary.
Either he hates
Oh,
us
he's
or
drinking
he's
a water,
muted
a
us.
little flavor in it.
Anyway, about what you were saying about ghost kitchens. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Oh, I forgot to mute the stream. So yeah, about them ghost kitchen, man. I don't understand how somebody's house ghost kitchen passes getting on the gig apps.
Me neither.
Because you would think that wherever you apply, that Uber or DoorDash or somebody would say, "Hey, send us in your health code."
But Gary,
inspection forms.
You even know this. We know of a ton of restaurants who get pissed because they find out they're on DoorDash. I'm talking about legitimate restaurants.
Well, yeah. I'm talking about the ghost kitchens.
Okay, but it's the same thing. Obviously, they don't
say.
have that information on those places either because they're not a partnership with them.
Well, that's what I'm saying is the ones that I have seen that are like in apartments or homes, they're actually partnered with them. You don't have to use a red card to pay or anything like that. It's you pull up, they walk the orders out to you. So those are the ones I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the ones that we have to use red cards for.
I understand. I'm just saying, nonetheless, the fact that like somebody has a
Kyle, you got an echo.
Ooh, wow. Yeah, you're.
Good job.
Nope, you just echoed.
Yeah, he was probably trying to close his tab.
I guess there's a lot of articles out about, and I've seen them before too, but there's a lot more coming out. It seems like a lot out of DC with all these Grubhub lawsuits. Something's going on with the food delivery space in DC right now that isn't. It's usually San Francisco, LA, or something where we're hearing this noise. But
this shirt is not green screen friendly, is it?
Well, no, it's just psychedelic.
It's because they're.
It looks.
It's because.
It's
because they're charging. It's because the apps and the restaurants are charging more for online than in person. So the politicians are all butthurt about it. It's like, well, no crap, Sherlock. It's called the cost of doing business and a convenience fee. There's an app that you're using delivering it to you, and I wish they wouldn't do that. So I'll if you guys want to defend that, that's fine. But I think it's.
I lost you there.
Yeah.
You botted out.
You can't hear me?
Now I
Dang
can.
It. Can you hear me?
No, now I can. Now I can.
Well,
and you're unfrozen. Don't touch it. Oh.
Let me turn my cam off. No. The cam off helps.
Yeah, no, yeah.
But anyways, what I was trying to say is,
Gary, did you see these too? Hold on, bud. So 1 second while I just pop these up. So
I was just reading that too.
Yeah, I mean, like, dude, I'm telling you, it's not just pandemic. Like, even here in Denver, it still makes news. But in DC right now, it's like blooming. People are literally just like, I make ribs. Why can't I sell my ribs? Well, because you need to be health inspected. You need to have a license. You need to be a business. You need to have clean hands. You need to not have a sweatshop. You need to...
Right.
It's like, dude, what do you mean? That's like and I'm not taking a side on it, but that's like the illegal's dream.
Well, I think that's anybody's dream. If you can make money, first off, nobody knows you're doing it, so you probably don't have to pay taxes.
Yep.
You don't have to.
Well, no, you're you're deciding to be underhanded, and
right.
I mean, you're a criminal.
I don't knock anybody for trying to make money. It's very difficult to do it. My only issue with ghost kitchens is the sanity. If it's clean or not. Right. I don't know what people are doing in their homes. I'm not a smoker, so I've actually know a lot of people that smoke in their homes. I would hope that these ghost kitchens don't smoke in their homes, but we don't know. They could have animals. Some people might be allergic to cats or dogs. There's a whole bunch of things that could go on.
Right.
And that's the only reason why we even have the health codes is to make sure that everyone is safe.
Right. No, I know. Like I was saying, I run a kitchen or ran a bar and had I was the GM of the bar, but I was like the second AGM of the kitchen. So I was the guy they came to if everybody called in sick and was like, "Oh, I'm not coming in today." I'd have to do my job and theirs and get the kitchen open and stuff, find somebody else to come in and all that kind of stuff. But like, I always understood it. And to be honest, I know the scrutiny that kitchens go under. You know what I mean? Like how often they are checked. I mean, like for our place, a health inspection check was every 2 months. It was every 60 days.
Right.
And that's
without score above a C or better, right?
I was gonna say that's without any. No, dude, like we were A.
But I'm saying on a scale, though, I think you have to get a C or above when they do their inspection, or else they give you 30 days. And if you don't fix everything in those 30 days, they shut you down.
I'll tell you right now what it is like ours was always, I don't know why, but the delivery company Cisco, right?
Mm-hmm.
For food.
I do.
Right. They're one of the biggest in the country. And Cisco, hey, Willie. Cisco is one of the biggest
distributors.
Yeah, but they also have it's weird. They have part in the inspection process done by the city of Denver. Now, I can't speak for any other city, but they have like their bar star team, like the team that comes in and uses all the cleaning stuff and all that and installs it. It's the same people that would come and install new bar star units for washing hands, washing glasses, all that kind of stuff, and tell us how it worked. Those were the people that came in and did the inspection. And sometimes a city person might come in and sign something and have them sign something, but it was like they were good enough to do it too, which I always found like a conflict because there was Shamrock Foods to order from, but there was way better prices with Cisco for what we did, for being more of a bar that had like bar food, not really like, high-end food. But
Kyle was going to tell us a story. Hold on, but Kyle was going to tell us a story that I don't want to hear about.
It's not much of a story, but I have picked up an order. When I first moved to North Carolina, a guy in his apartment, and he was legit. He had to-go containers and everything. He was legit, and he tried to recruit me for like as a personal driver. He was like, "Yeah, I want to start up a food truck. I'm trying to make moves and blah blah blah." I never followed up because DoorDash keeps me busy, but I picked up from a guy in the apartment.
Yeah, I mean,
did you actually go into the apartment, or
I did not? No, I did not go inside of his apartment. Actually,
see, that's the door. Part I want to know about. Like, what's the inside look like?
Yeah, I know.
I would imagine if you were really into it, you'd buy like a split door, like one of those doors where you can open the top half when you're open and just have a little...
like a barn, like the barn door.
But it's an apartment, though, so I'm not sure the apartments will allow that.
Right, you just got to do it real clean and then pop it and then push the little tray down and
like a walk-up counter.
But the styrofoam to-go containers, they're not that expensive. That's cheap. All that cheap stuff.
If all you had on your table was your food cost and that's it, no employee cost, no cleanliness cost, no inspection cost, none of that, you could run a kitchen all day long out of your house.
Yeah.
I mean, you could almost do it without advertising. I mean, I could just go stand out on the corner. I got a high school across the street.
Yeah,
I could sell hot dogs out of my yard for 2 hours a day and make as much as we're making in a 10-hour shift doing delivery platforms.
I feel like the red flags would be pretty obvious. You got a line of people coming, like waiting at your apartment, like all these people waiting at your apartment door. So I feel like the red flags would, be pretty apparent. People would think you're moving.
I got my cheese on my corn dog.
I mean,
people would think you're selling illegal things.
I was just gonna say, man, it's moved like something. It's like, is that guy a dope dealer? No, man, he sells food out of his house.
You haven't seen these Facebook shorts, YouTube shorts, Instagram, TikTok, where the principal says no selling food, and these kids are like making food and smuggling in like hot stuff, cold stuff, brownies, all kind of stuff. installed them all across school. I mean, that's just common practice. I mean, if the place is clean, I have no problem with it whatsoever. It's just, is the place clean? Do they have prior experience where they know what to do? You know, they're not in their shorts and flip-flops, not washing their hands.
Well,
if they're following the basics, I can care less if they have a hood vet.
Well, here's the thing. Well, you should, though. Here's the thing. I mean, if they're cooking chicken and stuff and fish, especially, you need the hood vent. You can't be doing mass quantities of food with poultry or fish. But
I meant like pizzas and stuff.
Even so, man, I mean, if you don't have a business, if you don't have an S corp, an LLC, something, and a business license, and you don't have a health inspection and any of that, I would 100% assume that the people go to the bathroom and don't wash their hands.
Yeah. Well, here's my argument: is the bar has been set so high, newcomers in that business, they pretty much have to almost start illegally to get their feet off the ground. Like that guy says, he's trying to start a food truck, and that's probably why, because the bar is so high to get in, where it used to be like you could go spend $10K on a used food truck, spend $5K on used equipment, and you'd have yourself a food truck. And the health inspector would be like, yeah, everything's clean. Go ahead. You know,
those food trucks are way more now. Even if you get them used, they're just crazy, man.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I mean, I've thought about doing a food truck. They're really not that expensive. I can still go get one for about
to have the full kitchen. It is.
I mean, if you want the full drivable food truck, yes, but you can get a pull behind food truck for $10K.
I thought you were going to say but if you want one on cinder blocks,
yeah, if you want to sell, you can't afford the tires.
Yeah,
the payback, unless you're a major corporation in the food industry, is so out of place right now. There's no reason to go into it, and one of the reasons is what Bud Soda said. I'm with Steve. I've worked full kitchen line before. I still have my national Serve Safe managerial. I understand about keeping stuff safe, but I also understand what Bud Soda's saying too. Is part of it isn't about keeping people safe anymore. It's about like the thing we mentioned days ago when we were talking about the McDonald's thing. Some of these corporations and stuff are in bed with these companies, these states, these regulatory boards to say, well, you have to have this in your restaurant to do this, just to put more money in somebody else's pocket. And that's what I mean, like, I get what you're both saying on it, and I agree with both of you. But I do think, as I've been in it, in the restaurant industry longer, I've seen it become what Bud said, which and that's like any industry in the United States. It's getting more and more so like that. Just like how Cresco Labs bought the other Columbia House, or not Columbia House. That's the music. It's all about monopolization and consolidation right now, and it's happening in every market.
Here's something that I would think is cool, though. Maybe first and foremost, they should not be able to ever even be discovered on the DoorDash platform without all of the licensing and regulations that they need. They shouldn't even be able to be a restaurant on there that you can order from. Period.
Right. They should have
that just shows that everything. That just shows DoorDash is saying, we don't even know if these companies exist.
So only food, Steve, then? Because I had a lady that sold beauty products from her apartment that got delivered. No.
Food.
Only food? Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Only food? Okay.
Or anything that has a sanitary process.
Then that goes to that. Then so
anything has to be the temp and
what goes from people saying, yeah, I'm delivering eyelashes, and they're really sending you out with a box that says eyelashes, and you got a fucking ounce of some foreign substance in there.
Well, that's why if you're going to do that kind of stuff on your own, get bonded. Because you can if you're taking it sealed,
you might be
delivering it sealed, and you're bonded, you're good.
These eyelashes smell weird.
Just don't smell them, man. I mean,
bro, just because I smoke, I'm not talking about that, and that's something that's legal, and it's even in the places. It could
be something with no smell.
There was a thing, I don't know if you guys remember, called Uber Connect. Gary will remember. It was out in San Francisco. I don't know how much farther it made it. It was out for about 3 months until they discovered a gang in Oakland was shipping used tennis shoes full of cocaine to to all over the city. So they were using Uber drivers to deliver cocaine in old tennis shoes.
So that's why
ridiculous.
I've heard of that too.
They still have
Uber Connect was basically Uber drug dealer.
Yeah, they still have that in certain markets.
Well,
Keyword Connect.
They were doing like money laundering and stuff there too. Like,
yeah, in
they
fact,
transport money around and take it to the place where they launder it through.
I seen a Reddit post not too long ago about the Uber Connect, and basically, I think they were testing to see what they could ship with it, but the person picked up a Ziploc bag of Cheetos to go deliver it.
Yeah, I'm gonna just see if I can find it real quick because I had a great article on it.
And so I think that's what they were trying to see is what can they get away with the shipping on that. But I mean, even now, I mean, you got like Rodeo, things of that nature that you could easily ship drugs and nobody would know.
Oh, I got a comment about Rodeo. I actually think it's actually even easier because of what you have. Because I think I had a situation one time. I actually said something to support and got rid of the run. Was you have these people at these old folks' home and they use like the prescriptions of the patients and they're the people that are getting it. So they'll make sure they order it like late at night at the 24-hour ones where it's like you've got people that are just trying to get shit out the door and different stuff. It's dude, there's a racket for everything. So Gary's 100% right on that shit. So sorry.
Going back to the sanitary of restaurants, Buzzsaw, you said it's hard to get started, and I'm actually looking right now for a commissary, which is what most food trucks are required to use. The average cost is between $250 and $750 a month, and that's where you're supposed to go and prep all your food, make sure you're sanitized and all that stuff. So it's pretty cheap if you ask me.
Is that in the state of Florida? I know in New York the bar is higher, and like they make
this is just like, an average, is what it says. It doesn't tell me exact states. It says Los Angeles might be 1,000. You know, so I mean, bigger cities is probably going to be a little bit higher, but you're also going to charge more in bigger cities as well. Like food trucks, man, they make a killing.
Yeah, they do.
It's like I'm in a food truck group because, like I said, I want to start one day. And they take their cost and times it times 3 to 4, and that's what they charge you. So like a restaurant or somebody, they might do 20% over or 30% over. No, food trucks are doing 3 to 4 times their cost over. So when you're paying, like $1 for fries anywhere else, you're paying $5 at a food truck.
I'd want to see numbers, Gary.
Go join any food truck group. They'll show you.
Yeah.
Where is that?
I mean,
yeah, tell me. Because I know you were referencing them.
Yeah, any food truck group. Any food truck group on Facebook, go ask in any food truck group what you should charge, and they'll all tell you 3 to 4 times your cost.
Yeah, but are there any actual do we have any food truck numbers and studies?
Oh, I'm sure there is.
Because I'm serious.
Wait, what did you just say the cost should be?
For what? A commissary?
Oh, I don't know. I thought you were talking about food.
500 to 700.
No. We're talking about wherever you take food truck cost. Say your cost is $5 to make an item. You're gonna sell it probably for around $15.
Okay.
You're not gonna do like a cost at McDonald's. If it cost them $5 to make it, they're probably gonna sell it for
right. $8. So you actually are talking about food costs because that's 33%.
Yeah, but you're not selling
we always
street tacos. That's
right, exactly. And I came up and food costs should never come out of the zone of 18 to 22%. That's your target.
But on a food truck, it's higher.
Like the amount you should be making at least 5 times what you spend on food in your return.
Restauranteering is not as profitable as people think. It really is.
It's not.
No, keeping a food cost at 18 to 22% isn't as easy as people think.
No, dude, trust me. I was a manager. I had to keep
Yeah.
my labor at like 15 to 12% to see any kind of bonus. I mean, I get
Right.
what you're saying.
Aside from the labor, though, just the food cost alone, most kitchens
No, I know
can't
what you're
do
saying.
it. Yeah,
I'm
they
saying if
they
we're
offset it with the
talking all
bar.
factors, you know,
I can even tell you, and I'm sure you might know, Willie. I can even tell you about bars I've worked for where they took some of the booze and literally like made Jaeger shots go to food in the system, so that it would show as food sales and keep their food costs down because they could afford a half a point on their liquor cost.
well, we also are in a college town, Steve, so we had lots of side steps of liquor and taxation laws. So yeah, I get.
Well, these aren't laws; these are just standards the company I worked with
Oh no,
for
we did
all these years.
city ordinances. Oh my lord,
Yeah.
Steve, can't talk. Cool. I'm gonna hop in the shower. I'm gonna just time out Mike and Cam if you guys are still going. You guys are great. I've been listening, having fun, man.
Yeah, back to that Uber Connect, Steve. I looked it up on Uber's website and they still have it available.
I know. I was looking on my website, uberliftdrivers.com. I was looking. I was trying a couple different keywords, and I don't remember what'll bring it up because it was like 2018. But I know that the icon, the picture for the article was like a pair of like white Adidas dirty tennis shoes. So I'll know when I find it on there. But I just was searching, I just couldn't find the right terms. And there's like 3,000 articles.
It says right now they have it in more than 25 cities, so they don't have it in a lot of cities.
Uber Connect at the time was pre-Corner Shop. That was the way, and Dietz, I guess, can probably do it. I don't know. You guys probably know. But Connect was the way that you had to get pharmacy stuff, too. That was like one of the first ways to get pharmacy was Uber Connect. So you could ship pharmacy items or dirty tennis shoes with cocaine.
Oh, I wonder how expensive it is. Like compared to
I can't believe they didn't think that was going to be
what's up, Chris? What's up, Chris? How you doing? What's up, Gig Between?
Are they just sitting at the round table like, yeah, nothing can go wrong here?
The Gig Between says they have Uber Connect in Cleveland.
I mean, I'm sure it's based on the fact that they don't anymore allow the only place I ever heard of the cocaine thing was it was Oakland, and it was a gang that found it out. Like one of the gang. Can you imagine that day when the gang member comes to the gang hangout and he's like, "Yo, man, I got away where we don't have to do any of the work anymore."
Right. I got it in, man. We can save money.
$14.
No one's gonna think. That's the thing. No one's gonna. They see that Uber sticker, they ain't gonna think anything of that. So that must take a lot of investigating.
Well, it's kind of like whenever I was 21, 22, and I still drank. You know, I was a general manager at Papa John's, but I would go to the bar every night after work, and I would take a car topper from the store. So whenever I got done at the bar, I'd put on my car topper and I'd drive my ass home. Police never messed with me.
Oh man,
I don't
police in this area. Unless you deliver to them, they're not as nice to you.
Pull my gig, Chris. Real Rideshare Stories. Gig Between. If you guys want to come on, there's a thing at the top.
I mean, who'd want athlete's foot when they snort their coke? Come on.
I think here's my thought, and I'm just thinking out loud because I'm sure they didn't just dump it into the shoe.
Yeah, they probably.
It's wrapped.
I know.
My thought is that the nastier the smells, the shoe smell. No, I don't think it was, dude. These were like in boxes, and just dirty shoes too, in new boxes. It was weird. They obviously what it looked like was they went out to buy themselves a new pair of kicks, put their dirty old shoes into there, and then stuffed it all in there. But I'm thinking that the only thing I can come up with is that it was to throw off the dogs, that they were that stupid thinking my dirty shoes won't even let the dogs smell what's going on in there. I mean, if they do bring the dogs and they're like, oh my God, that's a dirty shoe, man. I don't know.
Hey, it is a prohibited item though on Uber's website, so surely nobody's going to go against that.
Right. Well, when it first came out in the Bay Area
years ago,
I think people's eyes just lit up. They're like, this company's dumber than I thought. They're just going to let us I mean, that means like if you're like a lower guy and you were like, and you just do deliveries in the Bay Area, and let's say you make like $5,000 per, you could just go pick it up and be like, yo, go take this here for me for $15. Damn, that was easy money.
Yeah. You talk to some Uber drivers, they're like, man, they have me pick up shoes all the time in like the ghetto, but it always pays good.
You know, I gotta wonder. So there was like 3 busts, and there was like 3 busts in a 6 or 6 week period that were huge busts on this same route, same group. It just makes me think that that absolutely they got turned on to what was going on. I mean, whether it be a snitch, somebody's like, dude, we are shipping cocaine by the buttloads in dirty shoes.
They probably didn't they probably got a new driver who suspected something, or they just got careless about it and someone tipped them off. Because that's what will happen. You'll get complacent and you get comfortable with it, and then you don't care anymore, and that's when they get caught.
Yeah, I'm reading this headline here. It said in 2017, the Uber or Operation Uber Connect had more than 100 customers busted for drug sales.
Uber.
Jeez.
I want to use what you used for the MAXYMO app, the Doodly app, and make a Connect commercial. With Connect,
at least it's not
deliver your drugs.
At least
without
it's not
any risk.
At least it's not H or M. Then I'd be pissed. You know, I hate that stuff. The hardcore stuff is really bad. It really
here's my thinking, you guys, and I think that we all feel the same on this. But isn't it unreal that even a company that's wanting to just make money over everything else, doesn't care about people or anything else, you know, barely probably even cares about their family, just wants to make money. That's all. That even with all the things they're vested in, that they wouldn't go, you know, this might turn into a drug problem. Nobody at the table said that. I would have said that.
Sure
I would have been sitting there going,
I got a question.
First world problems, man.
Well, I mean,
but that's a bigger problem than, hey, I think we should give the drivers more. That one's not going to be issued. But if you're like, dude, we're going to be arrested.
Well, we've talked about this before. Like, why don't they have somebody with that type of common sense where they're in these board meetings? Because surely, you know, a lot of the stuff that they do, somebody's like, yeah, I got something to say about that.
Yeah.
You know, and with everything.
I don't know. I mean, honestly, I think that they're pre-beta, their very early beta day testing group are like their employees who make a ton, and they're like, "You liked that, right?" And they're like, "Well, I haven't done it yet." And they're like, "But you liked it, and you'd approve it, right?"
Right.
And they're like, "Okay." They're like,
you would do that, right? Right. If we paid you this much,
right? What are you making these days? $500,000 a year?
Yeah.
You did like this new product, right? I need you to sign here.
Sign this NDA for me real quick.
I mean, I think it's the only thing I can come up with. There's just no other way, because Connect, to me, even before it happened, when Connect got launched, I said that was going to happen. I said they have set up a delivery program where nobody's checking what's being sent. Not the driver, not it, and they're not allowed to be shown it, and it's not like it would even help anyway. You know, because if they had it stashed well.
Does UPS and FedEx, whenever you ship through them, do they scan anything?
What do you mean?
Well, like if you ship through USPS, it does get scanned.
Well, they have they have the thermal scans, and then they have the dogs that walk the UPS offices and stuff.
The actual UPS and FedEx?
FedEx.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. So
FedEx got caught years ago.
If UPS, FedEx, and USPS all have to have these type of regulations to ship packages, I can't believe that Uber and Rodeo and all them can just like, hey, go pick up this package, go drop off that package.
I think you said, you made a joke about this. I don't even know if it was in the same way, but you said that Gary, you said something about like comparing something to eBay and making it old or something. And I think that Uber just said, well, let's just go with the eBay model here.
Yeah.
You know, like,
could be.
Yes, I'm selling this $1 million old Japanese vase that he bought at the dollar store an hour earlier, and he packs with cocaine and he sends it on eBay. I mean, I just think they went with that mentality of, yeah, let's just eBay does it.
Yeah,
I mean,
but eBay didn't ship anything though.
no,
Amazon ships, but
right.
and I don't know if Amazon scans packages either, but I'm not sure how their drop shipping works.
I mean, I guess I
Amazon or
hear you.
anything.
It's a little bit different, but I guess
Yeah.
at the same time, dude, it just does nothing shocks me with Uber. But I did find that funny that nobody, because even when they have a bad idea, I can at least see, like, I see where you were going with that, but it's stupid. Get rid of it, and then they do. But this one just seemed like out of the gate, like, I don't even know why you tried this.
Well, I mean, who was the CEO back then? Travis? When Connect came out?
Yeah. It was Dara in his first, or at the end of his first year, coming into his second.
When did Dara start? When did Dara take over?
2017.
Oh, okay. So yeah, then it was Dara. Because I could see Travis be like, "Who cares? Just do it."
I could see Travis packing them.
Yeah.
I mean, Travis used to go to countries and like do cocaine off hookers at sushi bars, and then the police would roll up and be like, you can't operate in Thailand. He's like, right, we are operating in Thailand. They'd be like, no, you can't. He'd be like, right, we are. No problem. I'll see you later.
No problem. See you later.
We even have Uber rickshaw, bro.
Yeah, don't y'all think they were sitting at the table, like all the CEOs, the executives, or whatever, and they were like, "Do you guys think anything illegal is gonna come from this, or like, do you think anyone's gonna do illegal activities with this service?" Like, that had to have been on a topic of discussion.
I seriously doubt anybody at that table brought it up. Yeah. like I don't know if you've ever seen pictures of people at these board meetings or whatever. They're like,
right, but then like take the Susan Fowlers, from Uber. Like, remember Susan Fowler, who wrote the big paper on what was really going on in Uber?
Right.
And it was a long, detailed with names, everything. I mean, there are some people like that at Uber. They don't want them there, but there are some that have a moral compass on some level. You know what I mean? Like, what happens to them when they're like, dude, this is just, because they know at any point they've already had people turn and go talk to the police and things like that.
I would be skeptical, whatever, to pick up a package from an apartment that's wrapped in duct tape. I'd be like, wait a minute here.
So I guess that's the other thing, so like let's bring back that eBay thing. If somebody's sitting at home doing eBay and selling eBay, then obviously they do it all out of their house. They're packaging, they're shipping, they're going to ship, or they have a setup where things are picked up and they weigh and stamp them at home and all that kind of stuff. So like Willie, when he was mentioning if it was a jewelry or whatever, it wasn't food, but whatever it was. Right. So makeup. Makeup. So right. So it's the same kind of thing. If somebody's selling on eBay and shipping it out of there, I'm going to assume that they're a business.
You can to a point, but because I did pharmaceuticals out of a house, but it was still picked up by UPS and FedEx, which I assume scan them still.
Most people do their pharmaceuticals in their house.
I'm just kidding. Oh my God, we're right to the store.
But the company I worked for, he had contracts with Walgreens, CVS, and stuff like that. And we would get the order, we would fill it kind of like a drop shipping type thing. It was still regulated by the state and everything, so state inspectors still came in because he actually had to have a warehouse behind his house. But it was the same thing. We would just package it up, and UPS, FedEx would pick it up. So I would still assume that they pick it up, take it to their warehouse, scan it to make sure it's not anything illegal. But I mean that's again, I don't know.
Arturo's making a joke here. I know Arturo never jokes, but he's making a joke here, but he's making kind of a good one. Because I'm going to say something here. Like, I've taken so much curry stuff, I have no idea what are in those boxes.
I don't either. I
clue.
pull up, they give me 5-6 boxes, I throw them in the car, and I drive.
I have no idea. So when you say this is a joke, because I think you are, I have no reason to suspect that they do. That's more of an Uber thing.
Uber's the drug company, man.
like,
if you want drugs, order Uber.
Dude, if Curry started delivering drugs, Uber would buy them out and have a field day about it. Like that's our ground, bro. That's our
plausible deniability.
What do you think about that, Steve? Because I'm obviously a known smoker, and I am one of these people that won't deliver really the alcohol, even for the companies. What do you think when it finally gets into the weed delivery or the what people would more consider a controlled substance? Even though I think alcohol is worse and it's a controlled substance. What's your opinion? Like, I would like all you.
It is out here.
Uber.
There's delivery out there.
Yeah, we have different kinds too. We have people who can deliver, and I will say that most of them are employees.
Okay.
Most of them are W-2 that have these jobs because they have to go through some training and certifications and things like that. Same as when you work in the dispensaries. You need to you can't be like, dude, I know everything about weed. Like, come on in.
I've been smoking it for 20 years.
Right, they want you to learn a lot of stuff. You have to take these tests and have these accreditations. But
the Reds is the Wild Wild West. Let's say that.
But I want to know everybody's personal take.
There's even farther ways that they take that. There's like elderly care patients who want marijuana and then they haven't smoked it. And there used to be a show that was filmed up in Lyons, Colorado for like, I think it was 2 seasons. It was on like Vice or something, where it was one of these companies that does this and goes to elderly care places. And dude, I don't know if you know what a volcano is, right?
Yes.
Dude, the person, the lady who went to all these houses, I was more taken in by this part than anything else. She came with like a glass pipe this big, and then she came with like a volcano in a bag that filled up this big. And all of the grandparents were hitting off the volcano bag because she would just say, just put it up to your face and just breathe in and out. And so they're going. And so all of a sudden and then the deal was they have to stay based, like you do a little math based on whatever they smoked. You have to stay that amount of time with them. So if you really bake them down, you got to hang out for a little longer.
Right. Now to answer your question though, Willie, like I don't deliver alcohol and I won't deliver weed either. You know,
that's something.
I think it goes to W-2.
Either one. I'm not against either one. People can do what they want. I just don't want to deal with drunk people. So I don't do bar closes anymore on Rideshare. I don't deliver alcohol, and the same thing with weed too. If you come to get in my car and I can just smell the weed, I will ask you to get out of my car.
But Gary, what about this? Let me give you a different example. What about like a 4th of July, you're working, you're getting decent orders, and all of a sudden you got a drizzly order that comes in for $400 worth of booze because there's a huge party at a house. You look at where the house is, it's a big house, and then there's a $200 tip on it.
No.
You wouldn't even take the time to call them and say, "Hey, I just want to make sure there's an adult there who will match this license." I'm not saying every order.
No.
The risk for me. I have
the risk of underage alcohol.
Like I have all alcohol.
I meant that as more like 2 p.m, by the way, guys, not like 2 a.m.
Well, no, see, I have my DOH set up. All alcohol orders auto decline.
I do have a
right.
Every single one. I don't even get a chance to see him. I don't care.
I personally, I just was asking. I wouldn't do it either because I've heard of issues about, like, I know that there was a scan process or take a picture of the ID. I wouldn't.
Not anymore.
All my years in the bar, I wouldn't even want to look at the ID and say yes, because at the bar I felt a lot more secure. Because somebody else, if I was like, but like at my house, I don't want to be like.
Reason is safety.
Like right now on the DoorDash app, for example, you no longer have to scan. The customer has to upload their ID to DoorDash, and all you got to do is basically drop it off to them. It does have to be handed to me. You got to verify I think their ID, but you don't actually have to look at anything. You just have to verify that it's the person. Like I said, I just don't do it.
Yeah.
I auto decline every time.
I don't do it
Yeah,
because of safety. That's why I'm glad Steve said that, because I even take extra precautions on large food orders. If it's like into the hundreds of dollars and stuff, and usually those are 100% on the up and up. We've all done those orders, but you still need to be aware of that. Like, you still need to realize, like, you're carrying $100. You you got to think it like that. You're actually carrying that money with you of how much what you have worth. So you have to think, who out here is willing to do what stupid people, for certain things. And I mean, dude, there's people that will rob you for $10, much less $100.
Well, that's what I mean. Is I don't want to deal with drunk people. That's what I mean because if you get to there and there's a problem, you're going to have more issues out of somebody that's drunk than somebody that was sober.
But even if they're not, like, I don't want to deal with that money problem. That's why I went to the food. That's why my thing is on it. I think it goes back to what Mr. Roy likes to talk about, safety all the time. You have to take your personal safety. That's why I say all you guys have your personal opinion on it. And that's why I was asking too, because you have to make that conscious decision if you're out there on the road doing any kind of delivery in this day and age. So
even when I was doing all my rideshare rides, I was loving it. I mean, for the most part, most of those years, I absolutely loved it. I thought it was great. Not just the money. I also I enjoyed it. I enjoy it better than food. I do. It's what I prefer.
Still here.
But there was safety issues back then too. And I never found myself. I mean, maybe I can count them on one hand since 2014 or 2015 out of the 29,000 rides. Maybe I can count on one hand incidents where I'm like, I shouldn't have picked that guy up, or this might go bad or something. And maybe I even had to semi-diffuse something. I got punched in the face by a girl that was 4'0" I always call her 4'0" because she was like 4'10". But she was sitting up front and passed out, and then just reached across and woke up and decked me while I was driving.
Oh wow!
So I mean, that even got the cops involved and everything, and they're like, "Do you want to press charges?" I'm like, "No, I'm not taking her to court, dude."
I'm not gonna admit I got punched in the face by somebody 4'0".
Well,
yeah, it hurt really bad.
I've got a quick story. So,
but just to end that though, I never
deliveries.
felt in danger. I had enough years in the bar. I knew what I was doing. I knew the areas I was going, even the areas I was skeptical. I'm like, I don't like being here. I would go into like triple security mode. Like, I just always felt comfortable doing what I was doing. Some people might say I was just lucky. However, I think I present a presence of, I am paying attention to everything. I'm not confused. I'm not the guy to try and jump. You jump somebody else.
Yeah, the people that do the random violence don't want to target the people that actually are being aware of their surroundings and what's going on. So you, more than likely, I mean, you may have been the target, Steve. You may have been the target. And then they saw like, and not like, oh, this guy's Billy Badass.
No, but like, he's looking at us too much. He keeps eyeballing me in the mirror, and they just are like, just call it off, man. We'll get another Uber. They're only $5.
We'll rob another guy,
Yeah. I mean,
which is sad, but they will. Just like there's always somebody to take these cheap runs that everybody talks about on the food delivery. There's always somebody willing to go pick somebody up at the seaside dock at fucking 3 a.m.,
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
for nothing. For nothing.
Yeah.
Like, the only problem I've ever ran into out of my over 1,000 alcohol deliveries, I'm pretty sure I've had over 1,000 by now, was
yes, Omer. This is just a replay. This is not live.
the person who I was supposed to car didn't come to the door, but you can override that. And I said, hey, well, as long as you're of age, I'm assuming there's no one underage here. I don't see anybody. I'll ID you. The guy ended up being 20, so I had to go take it back. And the person started texting me like I'll give you $200 if you just sign a line and drop it in front of the garage and take a picture. I'll send you $200 on your Cash App. No, I'm not doing that. You know, I like money, but I'm not doing something illegal and then something that the delivery apps will use later against me. Like, I had to contact support. They didn't give me one and a half times.
Like,
they only gave me like one
not
time.
with an app. Pay me cash and maybe.
but still, you get my point.
Well,
it's like I'm not doing that on a military base.
I know. I'm saying, like, if they're like, want me to Venmo or you pay you Cash App, pay through Cash App or whatever those things, and you're just like, dude, I'll take cash, but I ain't doing this deal.
I already knew what was going on through an app, and I'm not going to risk my livelihood just so you can get your beer. You know, it's actually seltzer, but like that's the point. Is
Holly, I think the reason that there's whenever I interrupt, but so I'm just saying that there's the comment up that relates. So Holly, I think that what it is that they don't have your back. I mean, if you could card somebody, I as somebody who's been in the bar industry forever, I have nabbed about 1,000+ fake IDs. I've probably missed about as many.
Well, and so, here's another good point to that, Steve, too, is you said that they don't have your back. That is very true, because if your city or state is doing a sting and you verify the ID and give it to them, but you didn't actually verify the ID, you will still go to jail, and DoorDash does not care.
Right.
Exactly, Gary. I'll tell the rest of my story.
It's like I was talking about with legal rideshare, Instacart and I made it. He at first was like, well, you know, I won't name names. I'm like, come on. You know, he's like, I'm like, who does? Because he said 2 companies don't have your back at all. Not at all. Not one piece. And I said, who? Instacart and Grubhub. There's nothing. There's nothing in their terms of service. If you really are to bust, maybe you've checked it out, Gary. But I don't even think this is just the terms of service. This relates more to the coverage portion of it, and it basically is nothing. It's like, you have insurance, right? Cool. Like,
well, a lot of people misunderstand that the gig insurance is secondary to your own insurance.
Even so, though, I'm saying that they won't do anything. They really, he was saying that there's like, you know, maybe 100% of the time they are like required to get involved and give some money. He was pointing out how Uber was in a different position because they had Uber Rideshare first, so they can't kind of not have that, even though they do. You know, so when I was wondering about DoorDash, I just figured they're too big to be screwing around with it anymore. And they still don't have you very well, but they got you a little.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. You could card someone else, and I had a bad situation with a Dasher last night. It was just an idiot. But like,
hey Willie,
you think about it. These people, especially the military, half the guys look alike because of the haircut, and they could just hand it off to anybody. Oh, I'll order your beer for you, bud. And if the dude is 19, it looks similar. You know, all they see is they look at the picture. Yep, okay, you can have it. They won't even card them. You don't think that goes on every day? Yeah, it does. I'm aware enough to card people because I've had dozens of freaking stings over the years when I worked retail and when I worked food service. So, I mean, I passed every single one I've ever had. I just played dumb. But as far as my story, I'll just finish it real quick, is I called support. The support agent didn't even seem unsure what to do. And I'm like, well, this customer's harassing me. And I identified someone who wasn't of age. I can't sell to them near state, blah, 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 blah. I give them all the law. And he's like, okay, we assure you that you'll be protected and we're going to write this down and that you couldn't do it and you'll get your 1.5 times pay, which they didn't do. They just gave me regular pay for taking it all the way back. But then 5 seconds after I hung up off the phone, another support agent calls me. Why didn't you deliver that alcohol to customer name? I'm like, because someone answered the door, identified themselves, and they were underage, and that's third-party sale under New York state law. I can't sell it to them. They're like, it's illegal in New York? I'm like, yeah, the whole country's basically like that, but really New York especially, they're really strict on it here. Like, I'm not doing that and getting in trouble, and then you're using it against me later okay, sir, I understand. I'll explain that to her because she's originally from another state. She said.
I'm curious to know what the coverage is on people delivering booze. I mean, I would think that's, even if you're like, we know a lot of people, most people don't carry the proper insurance. However, those that do, I would assume that those that really care and do carry the proper insurance would want to call and say, hey, am I even allowed to do this? Because you might get an earful from your insurance company. Like, wait, I thought you were doing food. You're doing booze to randoms?
Well, and a lot of people, they don't even tell their insurance company they're even doing gig work.
That's what I prefaced it with, is that most people don't carry their own insurance. So
I know there's some insurance companies where if you tell them and try to get a quote for it, they will automatically cancel the next month. So just at the end of that month that you're currently on, they will cancel your policy completely.
Yeah,
because you inquired about commercial insurance.
Yeah, I would, dude, never call your own insurance as you.
No. Call a different agent.
Yeah.
And ask them just a general question.
Right. Call from a phone number you don't have on file with them, and just say, hey, just curious. And just give them a general information. I'm in this age zone. You know, I'm between 40 and 45. Don't even tell them. You know, just give them some general. I want to do some gig work. Do you guys offer plans like that? What do they look like? My driving record is this, and just kind of spell it out, and then say, you know, if I'm interested, I'll come in, and they'll tell you. They'll tell you right away, we do not cover that.
Yeah, see, a lot of people don't, like, I have State Farm, and State Farm, you have to have less than 50% of your total miles as gig work. Anything over that, they will not insure. So if you're doing full-time work, yeah, like if you're doing like Bud Soda full-time work and you have State Farm and you get in an accident, State Farm is not going to cover you because you signed an agreement saying that you would only do it part-time.
Right.
Well, they got to get better. They need to make policies for people that need it.
Yeah, see, like Marissa was saying, you have to go with a commercial policy if you want to do it full time. But just the regular endorsement policy that we all get is only 50% with most companies.
And don't forget,
zero was fine.
Well, and don't forget that there's the phases.
Mm-hmm.
Because different phases, like there are some phases you could even have the platform on where they tell you we don't do anything for you in that phase. I mean, I'll put it into Rideshare. In Rideshare, there's 4 phases. It's phase 0, 1, 2, 3. Phase 0 is personal use. They don't cover anything. Phase 1 is you have the app on. You have not accepted an order yet. You are not covered at all. Phase 2 is you've got a ping, you've accepted it, you're now on your way to pick up the passenger, at which time they have you covered for a small percentage to help out, but rely mainly on your insurance. And then phase 3 is, even if your insurance is awesome and whatnot, while you have the passenger from pickup to drop off, they pretty much got you. But that's only because they have to. That's only because they have to. If they didn't, then the passenger could die and all kinds of lawsuits. And
so he was saying 50%. Is that on a personal policy or is that on their commercial policy?
That's their personal policy with the endorsement, because there's 2 different insurance you can get. You can get a full commercial one, or you can get your personal with an endorsement. The personal with endorsement, for example, if you drive 100 miles and 70 of those miles are for gig work, you now did more than 50% of your total miles and you are not covered.
Yeah, I think Progressive, if you just sign on their commercial, at least as far as my agent was explaining, you're like 90% sure to be covered in almost everything, if not 100.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to vary between insurance companies, have different rules, different regulations. That's why it's important to read those terms when they send them over to you. I can only speak for State Farm because that's who I have. And I have it for Florida and Oklahoma, and both policies are exactly the same.
This is kind of a switch of gear here, but yeah, I mean, look at Drone Days is paying $200 or $20 more. I'm guessing that's a month. That's right for the endorsement. Okay, but here, this is kind of, I got to jump over to this because Holly, Dumpling does not allow it on the apps. If the customers want it, they tell me, and then I pay. That's really
she's talking about alcohol. Is that alcohol?
Oh, is that alcohol? Okay. Actually, though, well, okay, maybe I shouldn't speak out of line, but I'm doing a dumpling project here, and I'm just starting it. I've actually I know the CEO very well. I've had him on the podcast a few times. I've had his best shoppers, and I've taken random shoppers for the roundtables and stuff. But so I know a lot about it. I am just getting started, but I've asked him about anything, and as far as we know so far, Joel only told me there's one thing he can't do.
Well, it might be. Well, I know alcohol delivery is state specific. Not every state allows alcohol delivery, so maybe that's why.
Right, but if you're in a state that has drizzly,
but maybe the rideshare companies or delivery company, maybe they have to get a permit to do that.
Right. Well, and she's saying Dumpling though. That's on you.
Right. So she would.
That's
probably
your business. So
yeah,
yes,
she might have to go do that.
Yeah.
Oh, tobacco.
I guess I'm saying that I don't think it's a dead end. It might be very expensive and not worth it.
Right.
But I don't think it's a dead end if it's something that you think is a dead. I think there is a way to. I know there is.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. Her state probably doesn't allow alcohol and tobacco delivery without permits, and that's probably why they can't do it in that state.
Holly, what state are you in?
Yeah, I haven't read the Dumpling terms of service because I don't do Dumpling.
No, and I believe you that it might be in the TOS, because that's why I was saying I need to be careful what I say here, because I'm kind of a guinea pig test subject with Joel right now. So I might be able to do some things. I don't think that's one of them, however, but I think I'm able to do some things and bend the rules a little bit. As long as I clear it and it makes sense to them. It's kind of a test too for other people. So.
Well, when you do the DoorDash alcohol, I know you get a temporary license to deliver the alcohol.
Well, you're operating under Drizzly's license too.
Okay, this is what Dumpling says about alcohol. It's pretty much what I said too. With the respect to alcohol beverages, Dumpling does not currently permit and service says do not currently provide compliance or customer service for the purchase and delivery of alcohol beverages. In the event a business owner has all their permits and licenses required by their local jurisdiction and chooses to pick up and deliver alcohol beverages in accordance with local, state, and federal law, business owners become entirely responsible for such orders and does not hold Dumpling responsible for any claims, liabilities, damages. So you can do it with Dumpling. You just have to make sure you have all the permits and licenses, and Dumpling is not responsible.
And unless you are doing all booze deliveries all day, it's probably not
worth
the expense. I mean, you can look into it, but I'm guessing it's gonna be a lot. Well, what's up, Pedro? Pedro, you want to come on for a minute? You got anything going?
I only take alcohol if it's part of a food order. If it comes with their order for dinner and if they get a margarita, whatever, I'll take that.
Yeah.
So you won't do a 7-Eleven with like snacks and a 12-pack of beer?
No.
Okay. I'll do any. It don't matter. It's all good money to me. Okay, 9 out of 10, I don't have a problem.
Tobacco on Dumpling, it says is not permitted. Even it doesn't say anything about permits. It just says it's not permitted at all.
Right. Yeah.
So you can probably do alcohol if you have all the permits, but it's probably not.
Well, because I think because of tax stamping on cigarettes too.
Yeah.
That they can't. You can't have a second party middleman something with cigarettes.
Right.
It has to be
in some places,
a distributor to a business and then sold to the smoker.
Can't do adult toys either. Can't do adult toys.
Pedro.
I know. That's what I was telling you. There was the one thing. No sex is what he said.
No drug paraphernalia either. So
he said you can't use the Dumpling card for sexual encounters.
Yeah. So the other day,
back to the drawing board.
Well, when somebody had a question about sex dolls, remember the last conversation we had about somebody asked about sex dolls. We now know that is not permitted.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! So that bit I don't know, Gary. I think you were there when I was talking about this. That business that has the. Oh no, we were on the radio. It was Jason Terry. There's a business here in Denver that rents.
Oh yeah. I remember that. I was listening to that one. Yeah, they rent them out. They're expensive too.
They're so expensive,
Rent,
dude. And
no.
what?
No. They rent them out? That's nasty. I don't care how good you clean them.
What do you mean? Oh no, they. Dude, that was the worst part when we were doing that radio show. That's what I was looking at was they were hiring cleaners.
Yeah.
Oh man, could you imagine being that poor guy?
I wish those
man.
were recorded. I wish those were recorded. We could go back and listen to them again. That would be awesome. Because that was a very funny segment. Like Steve sent me a text. He goes, "Hey, are you listening to my show?" And I wasn't at the time, so I tuned in. And right as I tuned in, it was on the part about sex dolls.
And Jason Terry's going, "Shut up!"
Yeah, Bob and Tom over here.
Yeah. Finally, I put up the link, and they were all looking at it when we were backstage in between the commercial, because on the radio show we have commercial breaks where you guys hear the music, but you don't hear us, and we don't hear the music. And the second we went to commercial break, all three of these dirt bags were like, "Let me look."
Yeah, and then they were talking about how it's cleaned, and one of them was out of order. For
here,
maintenance.
I'm gonna find it. I always forget its name. Here it is.
It was pretty funny.
It's Denver Doll. DenverDollLTD.com.
Yeah.
I'll pull it up. I'll put it on the screen.
It just sounds disgusting to me. I'm sorry. Like, just go get your own toy.
The whole thing about it. The whole thing about it, Bud Soda, is that actually it's supposed to like keep you away from what could be way worse. Because I mean, this is a very but here's a very strange thing, and I think Gary probably caught this, was that they they'll get you a hotel room. They have basically a pimp for this doll that goes and puts it up in the hotel room.
Do you want me to post a link to it in chat?
No, I'm gonna put it up on the screen.
Okay.
I hope there's always the one from Japan that they know how to do
the
them.
first screen is just creepy.
No, I think I got it on the video one. Yeah, I know that's the one I'm putting up.
But I mean, even if they try to clean them, there's hospitals that aren't clean. Come on, like how good could they possibly clean them? They say they're trying to prevent people from getting STIs and stuff, STDs. I have a hard time believing it. I wouldn't do it. No.
Okay, let's see.
Well, I'm. It's got to be a very. Look at that.
No, man.
The normal person is probably not their target audience.
Yeah.
And if you saw,
Charlie
that's
Sheen
what
type
if you go through this website, it says they can position them how you want them when you arrive to the hotel room.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, this is just weird, dude. This is just creepy, man.
And they weren't cheap.
They look
for
creepy.
what you were saying. Wasn't it kind of expensive? Like $190 an hour or something?
Oh, dude, if not more, it's a lot.
I know the expensive ones are like
$5
to $10,000.
No, but Pedro, it's a job.
I think your old lady would kill you, bud. Your girlfriend would kill you.
Oh, no. He's probably talking about the setup part of it.
Up.
Not the
it's messed up, but it's still better than fucking human trafficking. Yeah, still. It's messed up, but it's still better than human trafficking that goes on.
And their whole pitch is
I get that it's funny, but
no, but their whole pitch is that it's their cleanliness too. They really do build on this. I mean, I think what they're trying to say is if you go out and get hookers, if you're that kind of guy, you might be into what we do.
Right.
I just go to the Bunny Ranch or something like that in Nevada. Nothing in Vegas, like in the small towns. That's just my opinion on it.
Hey, what's up, Hannibal? You want to come on? The link's up top. Arturo, you want to come on? The link's up top. Yeah, Pedro, come on. Let's see all you guys in here. Arturo.
I bet they do some big business.
DenverDollSTD.com.
That's funny. That's funny.
Dude, but honestly, when we were doing it on the radio show, we were talking about how you basically when they were looking for the people to clean them, this was the worst part about it. They were offering them $20 an hour. Hey, dude, you want to climb up holes all day in dolls and clean out a bunch of funk, and we'll give you $20 an hour. I'd be like, nope. I don't know who's taking that job. Oh, pimping.
I'm on a signing a stack.
What's up, Tremaine?
You know what? They need to do like, I mean, I'm pretty sure the cleaning process is probably taking them and sitting them on a machine that just sprays up in them.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't want to be anywhere near the doll before or after. I don't, and they come in cases too. They're like those big Ambi cases. You know, like how weird do the hotels have to think this is, that they're rolling in Ambi cases?
Oh no, I doubt they're. I bet you they're in like a little luggage box.
No, dude, they're in like those roller,
like a glass case.
Like what I would use doing production work.
Oh, okay.
Like
so they're
wheels
enclosed. You can't see them then.
Yeah, but they're big roller boxes.
Well, yeah, they might just think that they're rock stars or something. No,
my point is they're going to
start Denver Dolls Ltd.
I was just going to say, dude, their logo's probably on the side.
I could see rock stars. I could see rock stars hiring that.
Well, I mean, the thing is though, if somebody walked in your hotel and all it says was Denver Dolls Ltd, you would think it was a band without a picture. Either that or some type of roller rink derby or something.
And that's funny you say that, man, because we do have roller derby here, and there's a huge bunch of leagues, and one of them is the roller dolls, the Denver roller dolls. That's a little close to their domain, dude. I would be like,
glad they don't sue.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this business isn't open for a week now either. They're doing great. I mean, they're crushing. I think the pandemic's helped them. People are locked at home and they're like, you know what? I'll take the doll.
Let me try this out.
I walked into my friend's room one time. He had his flashlight right on his bed, just out. Like, I didn't even put it away.
Just like sitting there on the bed, chilling.
Yeah, his flashlight. You know those flashlights?
Yeah. No, I don't know what you're talking about.
It's not called a flashlight. I'm just family friendly here.
Friendly?
What? Oh, you talking about like the pocket pussies?
Yeah, the fleshlight. He had his fleshlight right on his bed. I'm like, bro, what are you doing?
You know, it seems like Uber,
I'd get that before
like
doll.
Uber Connect's original plan of drugs could merge with Denver Dolls Ltd. I can think of a lot of spots you could hide it in there that nobody's gonna be reaching.
Right? Nobody's gonna check. Like, no, you check. I ain't checking. You check.
Well, what's in there?
I don't know.
Go. I'm not saying you can't open it. I'm just not going near it.
That is pretty funny.
I think the water droplet disconnected me.
But yeah, no, Pedro, it is another gig platform.
That would be funny if it was.
It kind of is. I mean, I guess it kind of is. You know, it's. I don't know. I mean, you're W2, I'm guessing. But I also guess they have I would bet they have an extremely high turnover rate. I don't know. I mean, even $50 an hour just sounds disgusting for that work. So for them to advertise 20, I'm like, what?
You know, they have the same employees that hotels have. They have to.
Oh, I figured it was like, do you remember, like, we used to have some of these in Denver, and they've all gone away, but like some cities still have them. You guys ever remember like the old school porn shops that were like magazines and like the little booths that you'd go in and just disgusting funk nastiness?
Never been in a porn shop.
But are you familiar with the old ones that were like?
Yeah, they're still wanted whenever you go.
We
from
still have
Oklahoma
those,
to
bro.
Texas.
It's a college town.
Okay. Yeah. So, right. So yeah. So those like, I mean, I would assume it's those people that like clean those spunk rooms and stuff.
No, I have to say it's the hotel cleaning staff. It has to be.
Oh my god.
Sounds like a job for Steve Jobs to cover.
Those types of people would probably do it, though. Yeah, they that are used to dealing with that.
I think that I should go in with a hidden GoPro on my chest and just go in for the interview. So you're willing to clean these? Well, can I see the dolls? I'll clean that. I won't clean that one. Just making a total joke.
You know that show Dirty Jobs?
Right? Yeah. What's his name on that show?
I mean, that's something
Steve
you
Jobs.
should have.
That's why I said Steve Jobs.
Oh.
Oh, is that his name from that?
Yeah,
Mike Rowe.
Well, that's the name he goes by. I don't know if that's his real last name.
No, he's thinking of Mike Rowe.
No,
Oh,
Mike
Mike
Rowe.
Rowe.
Yeah.
Dirty Jobs
Oh,
with
really?
Mike Rowe.
Yeah, Dirty Jobs.
Steve
Mike
Jobs.
Rowe.
I don't
Apple.
think he'd do that.
No, Steve Jobs.
But
Yeah, well,
who
that's
am
what
I
threw me
thinking
off.
about?
You're thinking about the Apple guy.
Yeah.
Oh, dang, yeah.
Yeah, that's
I've been
what I was
watching
like,
yeah. Okay.
I
Yeah,
thought
I've been
somebody
watching-
just stole his
Steve Jobs
name.
is dead.
Right. I thought that somebody named Mark just said, I'm going to rename myself Steve Jobs and then open this dirty.
Yeah, my bad. Mike Rowe, yeah.
No,
I don't know. That might be too dirty of a job for Mike Rowe.
I know. That's why I,
I
want
think
to go. I
he's
just
more
want
the
to go
blue
in.
collar work now.
I just want to go in and film the interview. I just want the interview, man. I want to hear the questions.
No,
Like,
no,
what
I
are the-
don't.
what are
No,
the
no,
qualifications?
no, you can't just do the interview. You got to get hired if you go in for that. At least do one day, at least 1 hour. Make it to lunch or something.
I couldn't, dude. I couldn't. As soon as they were like, "Well, go get that one on the spread," I'd be like, "Oh, no, dude. I'm going back to Rideshare, man."
You've
Well,
never
you
had
know,
a
you know
couple
your first-
get frisky.
You know, your first day is always training. So somebody else is going to do the job and show you. That's all. That's all I want you to record is once they do it. And then
I have
when
a feeling
when
they don't
say
even
you go
touch
do
it. They're like, grab that brush and grab that doll
Bro,
and go to town, man.
Well, here's the thing. They set it up for you in the hotel. Then they pick it up from the hotel. So do they pick it up all nasty and then transport it, or do they try and clean it in a hotel first?
No, they. So the pimp brings in the box, undoes the Omni case before the customer is there,
Right.
gets the room set up, positions her how you want her. That's a thing that they tell you in the website too. That you even if it's sitting up, you have to tell them what the position is because they won't just leave them in a box or something.
Right. Well, that's
So
what
they're
I'm
gonna
saying. Like though, after you're done, say after the client
They
shows
roll
up, you're
right.
done.
After you're done, you leave or you're charged. You leave. You get like a
I'm not
verification
turning
code that there was no
I'm
issues.
not getting in your
And
way.
if you enter the verification modes, it means you didn't break anything, you didn't spill anything on it, you didn't. Well, I mean, you probably did spill some stuff.
That's what I'm getting at. When the technician shows up to pick this thing up, what
Bro,
do you
some
think
guy
goes
named
through the
Luis.
technician's
Dude,
head?
dude, this is how the pickup goes. Some guy named Luis shows up in a pickup truck, throws it in a human-sized garbage bag. We've seen mob movies. You know, you can fit a body in a garbage bag. And then he takes it down to the local splooge mop and splooge spray.
He takes down a local car wash.
I mean, he's got gloves for the shit, dude. Come on, it's like hazardous.
So that's what I was just going to add is that I'm $20 an hour. Shouldn't there be hazardous pay in this?
I mean, nurses
That
don't
probably
get
is considered hazardous pay because
You're
car
dealing,
detailers
you're
get
dealing
paid
with
based
live
on minimum wage.
spunk, man.
Hazardous pay for sure.
You,
Yeah.
like you could ask Roy, because the
We
car
were talking
detailer you
about
come across
sex
pretty
dolls.
nasty stuff.
Oh, I'm sure Roy's probably
I've come
turned
up-
away cars if he thought there was splooge on there. Like, no. I can see Roy being
I've
like,
had-
"Nah, that's a cum shot back there.
Yeah.
I'm not cleaning this shit."
Roy's
Yeah.
got like his pocket blue light.
Oh,
He's like,
sorry, Steve.
Dude,
Sorry, bro. That was only
Someone I
number
knew-
2. That was two.
traded it in his truck, denied it when I confronted him about it at work, and then later at a party, he's like, yeah, I was with my girlfriend back there. I was like, yeah, I knew it, you bastard. I cleaned up his nastiness. It's like, what the hell, bro? I had gloves and everything on. Like, I went across the street to the store. I'm like, give me some damn gloves. This is gross.
But it
We
did
let that
say
dry out for a
it
few days.
does in there say that once you have the 2-factor authentication, the car is still waiting outside. So it is actually like a pimp. I mean, they wait with these dolls because these dolls are worth more than the streetwalker hookers, the real ones. They're very expensive. So they've got these guys waiting.
Like all silicone.
Yeah, so as soon as you're done, though, you text them and they wait. You're out of the room. They come back up with their box, throw it back in.
Oh, they probably leave the box in the room, I'm sure. In the bathroom or something. I don't know. In the corner of the room.
I don't know. Their whole thing is ambience, though. Would you really want to see a huge case that you're
maybe they put a nice
your
pink blanket over it or
ventriloquist
something.
girlfriend came from?
Probably the only girlfriend I'd get, so whatever. I'm not doing it, though.
Yeah.
I don't have time for a girlfriend, man.
Gig between. I've seen you say this before. I know other nurses too. One of my very good friends in Durango is a nurse. And I'm very good friends with this couple, and she got no hazard pay either. And she's pretty high up ranked too. Like it's annoying to me that we heard that everybody was getting this stuff and they weren't. Just another. I mean, it's getting old how often there's just BS out there.
Like, I've cleaned some biohazards of cars, so I'm just saying, like, 20s. Actually.
So do you think you could make it through a day with Denver Dolls Ltd? Where you had to do all the jobs that they want you to? A Friday night with a conference in town.
I wouldn't want that job. I make more than 20 an hour doing gig work.
I think Willie's right though. It's like when they come to pick it up, it's gonna be like Pulp Fiction. They just bring in the sheet, throw it over them, roll the doll over, wrap it up, put it in a box, drag it out.
Yeah.
Let the guys down at the warehouse.
Oh yeah. Oh, dude, the hotel would. I mean, by the way, these hotels that they're doing this at, you have some selection, but like some of them are the bigger hotels downtown. They're not like it's not like the Holiday Inn off the highway. Like you're going to a nice hotel and it's included in the price. You're going to pay for it, but
I was thinking of like the Roadway Inn. That's nasty. I stayed in one.
No, I'm talking about like there's no Hiltons involved. What's the biggest one is the not the Marriott Palace. No, but there maybe like something along the lines of like a Marriott. And that is weird because then it's not an all-night rental. They do these rental. Right. So right, but those hotels usually don't do hourly. It's weird that they were like, hey, we want to do these sex dolls where people can come in for an hour and just go to town on it. Can we just? I know that you're a 4- or 5-star hotel, but is that okay? And they're like, you know what? Business is down. Sure,
Steve. This is the job I want you to go apply for with them. Go tell them you want to be their salesman. Say, I'm going to go to these hotels and I'm going to get you a spot for these dolls.
Right.
And then when you go to hotels, say that exactly. Hey, I want to bring some guys in and randomly pound some plastic hours at a time. Is that okay?
Right. Do you guys do hourly or do I have to rent the room and then block it out?
Hello. Got a DoorDash for Lorna?
What was it?
Lorna.
I don't know. Oh, there's.
We got to do better. That's for sure.
We're talking about
gotta
sex
do better,
dolls,
guys.
but they're like the high-end sex dolls. They're not blow-up dolls.
What's a sheet hole?
A sheet hole, Seattle. She probably meant shithole.
Oh. I thought it was like the what is it? The Hasidic Jews. My ex-wife was Jewish, so I know this. but she wasn't
I don't know about
Hasidic,
sheets.
but the Hasidic things is really weird. Yeah, only on Saturdays and only through a sheet.
Sounds worse than the sex doll.
Are those the ones that like do public cutting? Let's put it that way.
No,
the Hasidic ones, they'll make a big ceremony out of it.
No, they're the ones with the curlies. Those are the Hasidics.
Okay. It's like I know there's like certain sects of Judaism and Catholics where they'll make it a big spectacle because it's part of the Bible.
Yeah, no, this is well, I mean, yeah, but if you're Hasidic, truly, like you do follow these rules. Like you can't drive on a weekend. Like my ex-wife, her dad's brother, was Hasidic, and their whole family, and my ex-wife's family was Jewish. They used to say, so they definitely did not even like seeing that side of the family. Like they'd walk over. I mean, it looked like Children of the Corn type stuff. They'd walk over on Sunday, and because they can't use a car, and they'd come over as a group of 20, and all in black, and you can't expose yourself. And I don't know. I always thought it was weird too. I'm not going to go after people's religions, but I just found it to be very odd. Like, this is the person you want to be with for the rest of your life? Get a good sheet, because you're not going to look at her face anymore.
I find
even on Saturday when I get to do that, I can't look at her. No, she has to be covered.
I find all religions to be pie in the sky, most of them. So I like them and respect them, and especially when it comes to like things like addiction and finding religion that helps people. I think whatever helps you to make you a better person, to be a better person for you and other people, whatever it takes, let them do it. If their religion is believing in that Grimace from McDonald's is the Lord and Savior, if it makes them treat people better and treat themselves better, I'm all for it.
Yeah, I'm all for religion too, especially in cases where people have lost their moral compass and are willing to go to church or something, because most likely they'll get it back if they're going to put in the effort of going to church. They'll get it back. And maybe they're nothing about the church, but they just don't want to be a bad person, and they are recognizing that in themselves. So I don't think it's, this is me personally. I'm not going to get into religion too far, but I was brought up, my dad's Catholic. My mom was not Catholic, but they went to church growing up, and, we went to church, and I don't view it as a bad thing, but I didn't base my life on the findings there. I have a totally different perspective, but I don't look back on that time like, what a joke. Like, because it's community. It's recognizing that you are part of a community, in case you just hang out with a certain select group of people and you don't really recognize the whole community as a whole. It helps you to take that perspective in, that not everybody's like you and your people. And
yeah. At the same time, I found some of those sects to be more judgmental. Supposed to be the last time it's going to snow. A good one's come by.
Who to be judgmental?
The people who go to church on Sundays would be more judgmental than the person with tattoos.
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
I know a ton of people who go to church every week, and they're awesome. I mean, they're some of the kindest people I know.
I've met those types, but I've also met the Karen types who are like super churchy, and they'll be the ones lecturing the waitress when they're going wherever after. You know what I mean?
Hi, Truth. Agreed. As long as your moral compass is in place and you have some kind of spiritual center, you're good. But if part of that spiritual center means that you feel like you need to go to church, then that's where I'm like, I don't have anything against a church. If that's what you need, do it. Or if that's what makes you happy, do it. I have nothing against the churches. I mean, I don't like that the Catholic Church diddled a bunch of boys back in the day, but I'm hoping that's over with. Wow.
I don't talk about religion.
Well, I mean, so like I kind of shared mine that, you know, I grew up with it, but I don't practice it anymore. You know, it's
I think I covered religion without talking
same.
about religion. You know, like
Yeah,
I
I
said,
mean, whatever makes you happy.
yeah,
Whatever
exactly.
not what makes you necessarily happy, what makes you be better to yourself and better to other people. Because there's tons of religions that tell you to be better for yourself, but not better for other people. If your religion tells you to be a good person and a good person to other people, that's all I care.
Pretty much.
Yeah, well, I believe in a higher power because I should not be alive.
Right? That guy. What he said.
Yeah, I agree. I'm
agree.
I'm with Willie there.
Yeah, I agree. You know, like
But I'm saying that
I never made
Go
my
ahead.
son. I never made my son go to church. You know, I went to church growing up. I never made my son do it. You know.
See, that's again debatable stuff. I think we can all agree on being good to people. That's why I go with that, Steve. And I think, and that is a good thing to me. Like, I think that's a good sign of a religion. If a religion preaches being good to yourself and to other people, like I you know.
Well, he was kind of in a jam too because he didn't want anything at all to do with the Jewish background, and he did not want to do the turning a man thing stuff. So he had no interest in going to all those classes and everything it takes, and that was just kind of his doing, you know. But unless I saw things were way off with him, I wouldn't. And I don't even think that'd be the answer anyway. That's not the answer, but because he needs to see me practicing something. I can't just take him to church. Dude, you're being weird. We're going to start going to church now. Why? Does that solve it? No, but you got to try something. You know?
So far.
As long as his moral compass stays on and stuff, you know, I know that I've done the best job I could. I know Gary does the best job that he can as a parent. I know we all do. All of us here, and any of us here that have kids, I know we all do. Some days are better than others.
Yeah, but I have no moral compass. I will drop my kid off at church and just let him go.
Right, but do your kids
you go
care?
there.
Do they argue and fuss and, you know? I mean, my cousin goes to church every week. He's one of the funnest people I'm ever around. He's like a brother to me, and like his kids went to Catholic school in Detroit. You know, it's you know, does he take it seriously? It's part of his community and his life. And does he live by the Bible? No. And I can recount 1,000 nights where I can say, you are no part of any religion because of this. You did this. Like, so, I mean, you know, I don't know if religion's out there to, if your religion scares you, or it's, you know, it's got like fear tactics and stuff, I might say, look, shop around. There's all kinds of religions out there.
Just start your own religion. A lot of people do that.
Just don't get involved in that Tom Cruise one either. It doesn't make you a scientist.
Don't
really?
say it. Nobody say it. We'll definitely get banned if we say that. No saying it.
Why? Don't they hate it too? Everybody hates it.
No saying it. None.
I wanted to be a scientist, man.
I'm even one of the guys that probably got banned for a week for talking about politics, but I know not to mess with those people.
Don't mess with Tom
Guy made a funny joke that I can't recall. Like they called it like goofy happiness, nothingness, something. Like it was something really stupid, crazy. They're like, we can't say the actual name, but we know we know the one you're talking about.
Crispy.
No, that's crispy. You don't have to go to church to be a good. No, exactly. That's the type I'm talking about. Like the people who think you have to go to church to be a good person. I can't stand that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I can't read that tiny print on my phone.
Is that Crispy Nugs?
Yeah, that's Crispy Nugs.
Crispy Nugs. Crispy Nugs is back in the kitchen, guys. Did you guys know that? He's going to be the head chef of that fucking restaurant in like a week. I guarantee you, man.
Which one?
It's a steak joint. So I know
Homer, you're trying to get banned for a week? Oh, I am?
He's talking about we're trying to get you banned for a week by what we talk about.
No, that's why Mr. that probably got flex banned.
Scientology.
Hey.
Tom Cruise can show up at your house and kick your ass.
John Travolta and Tom Cruise.
Yeah. He'll just go hide in your closet. I'm never coming out.
They're gonna be like,
never coming out.
We need to speak to you, sir. Be like Jehovah's Witnesses.
Yeah, I don't play with those guys because I mean Steve's got Steve, congratulations on the downloads on the podcast, sir. But yeah, those guys made the podcast King Joe Rogan give them time and like almost a half-ass apology. I'm not playing with that group, man.
Yeah, they take you. They come and kidnap you and take you, and then they strip all your accounts. I don't even know. I mean, I don't know how the initial hook part works, but I know once you're in, like they'll go after your family members. They'll go after, like if you try and leave the church.
There's a whole Reddit.
Scientology.
Just go read Reddit. It'd be,
No, I mean,
I'm sure there's a YouTube video about it.
It's very cultish-like. It is.
Like people say death and taxes. I'm worried about those people before death and taxes.
Like Scientology is not the only religion that's very cultish like that. The ones that only allow their women to wear skirts and can't wear colors. I don't know. I can't remember the religion right off the top of my head.
There's plenty. It's just they have a large base.
Is that who it is? Is it Mennonites? I don't know. I had a friend. She was part of it for years.
Or Jehovah.
No, it's not Jehovah. It's probably Mennonite. I don't know. She couldn't hang out with anybody that wasn't part of the church. Any of that stuff. If she could go to work and she
Jehovah
go to
doesn't let you do that.
Yeah, so
Jehovah's you can't interact with people.
Jehovah's don't. First of all, they didn't hold a lot of credit when they would come to your door, but these days they won't even come to your door because that's already 2 spaceships that they've missed now. I mean, they had the one date and then they rewrote the Bible to fit in a new date, and neither of them had a spaceship.
Hey, they told too many people, man.
Oh, I remember a Simpsons like joke about it, like where they all got in a call and they're like, Planetopia, like they're supposed to build. They're like funding a spaceship to go there. Now I get the reference. All these years later, I remember as a kid.
Yeah, I had a friend. I guess it is Mennonites, is what they were saying. But I've known her for years, and then she showed up to my house one day, and she's not supposed to hang out with people outside of the church. I'm definitely not part of the church. But then she showed up, and she was wearing pants and a blue shirt. I'm like, "The hell are you wearing?" Threw me off. So, but she apparently left the church and all that stuff because she got tired of them telling her what she could and couldn't do.
Like Mennonite, they're not even as strict as Amish. You're kind of free to go, but you might not be invited to functions with your family and all that from your former friend group. You won't be excommunicated where you
they can't hang out with anybody that's not part of the church at all. Like once you leave, you can't come back. Yeah.
Oh wait, maybe it was the Mormons. They're the ones that missed their spaceships.
Oh, I don't know.
No, I don't think it's the Mormons.
I mean, the spaceships aren't coming for them. You can't have 7 wives and think that God's taking you into his kingdom.
I don't say. I like Amish people. I don't think I've ever met an.
We have Amish. We have Amish here. I'm very close. I'm in here.
The Amish are amazing. They invented heat that doesn't require electricity.
Dude, they have buffets here. Fucking amazing. Amazing. Like, dude, it's like homemade biscuits and shit still. Like none of that. Like no place makes homemade biscuits anymore. They make homemade biscuits.
They used
That what
They held
you
out.
have to
They
get
have
them
a
at like
buffet. They have a buffet. You just show up and
no, it's probably like a farmer's market. I mean, don't the Amish sell at farmers markets and stuff?
I don't know. I don't
If
have
their
any
if their
Amish
carriage
around
can make it.
me. If they don't blow a wheel.
I mean,
I don't, Willie. You said they have a buffet.
Yeah, they got a. Sorry, somebody pulled a bitch move in front of me in a Jeep. Dang, sorry, Steve. Number 3. Yeah, man, they got buffets. They have furniture stores and shit, bro. Like, I mean, it's a heavy. We have a big population here, bro. It's just not right here.
Is it
It's
like
like
a
30
is it
minutes
like a
away.
restaurant? Is it like a restaurant, or is it on their own land, or what is?
There's multiple ones. There's one where they run it just out of the place. It used to be like a. It was called Rockholm Gardens. Look at the fuck up online. Sorry, it was like a fucking small town, like place. You know, the kids go ride the horses that cut the logs and the shit, and you fucking get the names burnt in the logs. It's like a fucking, Six Flags before Six Flags type shit. You know, one of those small town recreations. I'm sorry, bro. I just went on a profanity lace. Wow. I can't flip it around because it'd be wrong, but I'm seriously looking at 4 goth teens right now, like full Chuck Taylors, either boots or ripped up stockings and some. Oh my god!
Thanks for chiming in. Thanks for chiming in, Tony.
I'm sorry. I'm killing it. I got to drop this off anyway.
No, you got to read that. Yeah. You got to read that. He just added a news.
Read what Tony said.
Nice. I got.
They all are. They're all rewriting their Bibles as they go.
They're all waiting on spaceships.
Not me. That was them. Not me. That was them.
No.
True said Willie would fit into the Amish with his beard.
Until he came up with his car, yeah.
Or all them F-bombs.
Is Elijah here?
Damn.
They're all like Amish don't go door to door.
Steve, put me out of this. If you can hear me, kick me out.
I said, kick me out. Steve was like, click. See ya.
Amish don't go door to door and cost you
sales.
What do you mean cost you sales? Oh, you mean selling their stuff? Wait, what?
I think he means spots, because there's
other
Jehovah's
Amish above too.
Well, the Jehovah's Witness believe only so many get to go.
I don't know what the Willie you got to put what the door to door thing is.
We need more explanation. You might have to join.
Oh, nothing. Here it is above. Maybe nothing worse than trying to sell energy in a neighborhood.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I got you. Yeah. Okay, that makes more sense.
Right. That's why you got it. That's why you got to be multi-apping. If they're like they don't want energy, you want to be Amish.
Truth. Are you actually by the salt water though? She says she has a Salt Life hat as well. I'm like 10 minutes from the beach.
Weird Al Amish.
Oh, your poor cars. Salt mist. I've seen what they do.
Oh yeah, you gotta wash your car. Like at least, I wash mine about 3 times a week.
Oh man, what I'm declining is very painful. I might pause my dash for a minute.
So I'm going for the on the hour on the 2 hour thing. So I'm going to end this in 17 minutes. So if anybody wants to jump on, because in 17 minutes, I think there's something to that with the algorithm. When I keep them at an hour, it's doing better. And it's not that it's just 15 minutes shorter than an hour 15. Just some reason it fits in better, and they always seem to get more attention.
I think it's the fact that people watch them when they're shorter videos. You know, like a 12-hour live stream, nobody's watching a 12-hour replay.
Right. Well, but you know, so like a good example is I did that thing where, remember when I did the 5-minute video on what I discovered about DoorDash, right?
Mhm.
And then I did the hour and 15 one with Ron about it. They're only like 80 off in views, and they're both upward of 500. One's past 500, one's at like 460. And that's the hour 15 one is at like 460. And so even though it was the next day, it still drew that same attention. And then when I went to the analytics, it was like the average was people were watching 27 minutes or 25 minutes on it.
Yeah, I mean, you got 6.2K views in the last 30 days. That's pretty good.
And oh yeah, please, Gary will get mad at me. Please like and subscribe.
Yeah, you have to like and subscribe. If you're not, double check that you're subscribed. If you're not, you need to.
Right, because I do say this sometimes, guys. Like you see my stuff come up. I actually have talked to people who said, "Well, I'm in your chat. I like your videos. I you know." And then I'm like, "But are you subscribed?" And they're like, "Yeah, you come up my feed all the time. I think I come up in your feed because you watch it and like it."
Mm-hmm. That's what it is. Because like Roy used to come up in my feed, and I wasn't even subscribed.
Right.
And then,
well, you had a reason at that point.
Well, yeah, I had a reason why I wasn't subscribed, but he still showed up in my feed. I would just, either watch it or skip over it, but he still showed up, And then I was like, I don't know what he was doing. I checked and I wasn't subscribed, so I did subscribe. So, and I think I'm not saying you got to say it every video or every 10 minutes like some people. You don't need a 3-minute intro like PDD.
Right.
Saying, hey, like my video, subscribe. But I mean, every now and then, just say, hey, double check. Or like that. Very subtle down there. Please like and subscribe.
Yep.
And you could even misspell subscribe, and then people will point it out to you.
Well, the thing is like,
if I had more subscribers, I could learn to read.
Yeah.
They'll be suggested to you as you go along, especially if the gig tubers you watch interact or watch them. Like I noticed that a lot. Like Pedro's on here, he gets a lot of big names on his channel, and that's how I found Steve, Mr. Flex, obviously. But I think that's how the algorithm kind of likes it better, is if other content creators you watch interact with that, or a bunch of their viewers watch that, you're going to get suggested that, and that's why they're going to suggest your videos, Steve. And then once they start watching a few of your videos, it's going to keep being suggested. But definitely subscribe, because you could still miss maybe the important video that you were interested in.
Yeah, that's what I say. If you watch only a couple of their videos, and if you like their content, go ahead and subscribe, because you never know. I'm not saying you got to watch every one of their videos come out, but it's good to have those notifications that do show up.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, like I think Gary has some point too that all mine are long. So even if you are subscribed, it just takes me a little longer to get the subscribers, but when I get them, they're kind of forever. They're not these, I'm going to subscribe to you for an hour and then decide I'm going to unsubscribe, or they never, you know what I mean? Like the subscribers I have are, they're here a lot. I mean, like my views kind of, I think, show that, my views are up around my subscriber count, and that's pretty good. However, I have been starting to try and put out like 11 to 14-minute pieces every week or two, a couple of weeks at least, just because I know that those get some more hits, and I'm not doing it as like clickbait. I try and make a piece on something short and make it good, and then just put it up just to get attention to the site. But it's also to put that piece up, just not included in some other thing I'm doing.
And another thing that helps is whenever you have the breakdown timelines, you know what I'm talking about, Steve? Whenever you click on a video and it has like, you can click each timeline to go to that exact topic.
Yeah. I've been doing that lately.
Yeah. That helps a lot too, because then people, they'll come in, they'll click that timeline, go right to what they want to watch. They don't have to watch all the BS before or after.
I've also seen that it drops, dude, even in the search sometimes, or in the feed, it'll show the video and then it'll show all the parts underneath it.
Yeah.
So it's like you can just go, wait, oh, he's talking about this. Wait, here's all the chapters. Sweet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, I don't know, things like, I mean, that's just something I started doing.
So,
So
is that MAXYMO Roundtable? Is that live tomorrow?
it is live.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be around.
Yeah, Bud Soda, you should be in chat. You should be in chat
Sorry.
tomorrow. No, in chat
Yeah,
tomorrow
I
for
will.
this. It's a. Oh, I don't have the time up there. Hold on, let me add it.
Yeah. He's talking about the,
You
talking
mean
about the
like
MAXYMO.
because I've been using MAXYMO?
Yeah,
Because I've been using MAXYMO.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Same
I'm on the
tip
trial
on that.
version. The only thing I don't like it does, I don't know if I'm just doing something, is it goes back to the MAXYMO screen almost every single time I do something on Grubhub.
Yeah, you need to go under your general filters, and at the top it says primary app on top. Switch that to the circle icon with the slash through it.
Ah, okay. Thank you.
I can't believe the first time
I'm
running the ticker to like and subscribe is the time that it was the sex dolls video and the hey, please. Is this what it always
Hey, that'll get viewers though. That'll get viewers.
Yeah, but they're all our viewers anyway. I'm looking at them.
But it's funny.
But if someone runs across this and they start like, they'll get like the 15 minutes in, they'll stay, then they'll say, man, I wonder if they talk about this kind of crap all the time.
So what did I just see?
Then they'll just end up liking the content.
Yeah, I got Lisa set up. I called her and got her set up on both the apps.
So I wonder if that's something that maybe at the end of, didn't you get John to do a video?
He did an install video. He's still working on the second video of how the apps actually work.
Okay, hold on, I got a frozen screen here.
Yeah. That would be funny,
So tomorrow. All right. Well, I plan to have Monday being my day off anyway. So, like, if I'm driving around, it's just casually and I can chat and won't be distracted from work. I could. I mean,
yeah,
I probably should take Monday off.
Too. I'll be here too. So, because I mean, like I think there's on the round table. I think there is 2 veterans and 1 new user. So, but
Okay.
then of course, I know more about the apps than everybody.
Oh yeah, you designed them. I better hope so.
Yeah. If not, that'd be a little weird, right?
Yeah. Like you're peddling these apps, have no idea what the hell they do.
Now, I mean, I do forget some of the features that my apps have because I don't use every single feature that's in it. So I do forget sometimes some of the features, and I have to remind myself like the events, because I don't do Rideshare as much anymore. I don't ever look at the events tab in MAXYMO to see what events are coming up.
Yeah.
And things like that.
That's
Do you
just
have
it. Uber won't let me on.
Do you have it on the
even if I want to
Facebook
do
page?
Rideshare.
Do I have what on the Facebook?
Did you put
page?
something up for tomorrow on the Facebook page?
No, I can.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, you didn't premiere it yet. I was gonna wait till you premiered it and then put that premiere up.
okay. Well, I mean, I have the link for it where the premiere will be.
Oh, if you'll send me the link, then that'll work. But it's not showing on mine for the premiere.
Here, I'll just put it in the chat right now.
Yeah.
Steve, you have my email, don't you, bud?
Yep.
So you just emailed me the link and I'll join.
Well, I'm going to be honest. I might forget to do that.
Well, I'll come in the chat and be like, hey, Steve, send me the freaking link.
Okay. All right. Then I'll send it.
Yeah, if you forget. I won't be mad.
Well, the other thing is, my guess is that, because I was even talking to Gary about it, my guess is that you'll be working. And part of it is that.
No.
It's very distracting if you're working. Yeah,
I want to have a clean video.
Yeah.
I plan to take tomorrow off anyway because I am freaking exhausted right now, and I said, well, you just said, well, why don't you come join us? And I'm like, oh, I can take tomorrow off. I took last Monday off too.
Yeah, I'll be here.
Military payday is. So I don't want to take Tuesday or Wednesday off. I mean, at worst, I will be in my truck, but I'll be doing errands and BS. But like, I'll be on my way back from that. it
Now,
won't
if
be
you're gonna- if
distracting
you're gonna-
where I'm trying
if you're
to
gonna
do
be
orders
doing
and
the
shit.
show, like even you driving is very distracting.
I don't think I will be. There's like a 99% chance I won't be.
Okay, here it is. MAXYMO Roundtable tomorrow. What is it? 4.
And then Tuesday, I'm doing a chop it up with UDM.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then Thursday UDM.
Yeah, but I won't be here on the Thursday one.
Oh, right.
I know that's what he called me. He goes, "Hey, you're not gonna be there on Thursday." It's like I'm just not, man. I don't know what to tell you.
I like UDM a lot. He's pretty chill.
Yeah,
I always like when you came in the member chats.
Yeah, I think that I'm gonna have Ron on there while Gary's gone for the week. Ron doesn't do a lot of podcasting these days, but he's known about UDM for a long time.
You're talking about Ron, the entree courier. Yeah. Okay.
And he's been, he doesn't really do any of this anymore. Like sometimes if I ask him to do something, he'll do it, but he's kind of stopped podcasting and doing a lot. He does write a lot still, writes tons, but he doesn't do like live stuff.
Now I know you said April 7th. You said that she's going to be in like Paris or something, right?
Spain,
yeah.
Yep. Because she's the spokesperson now for Deliveroo.
Right, I seen that she was doing some kind of shoot.
She did, right. They did a 40-minute documentary, the BBC did, and they featured her.
Right. Yeah, I seen that. So.
You guys on April 7th, there's a content creator from outside of London who delivers kind of all over Europe and works for a lot of the ones we don't know, like Just Eat or what is it, Believery or Deliveroo or the one we're talking. Which one are we talking about though? The one I've left off. Oh no, Deliveroo,
yeah.
Deliveroo. And so Deliveroo used her for a whole piece that they did, and it was supposed to be on the company and how they're doing, but they used her as the focal point instead of using multiple drivers and
Holly,
stuff.
you had the link was at the top. You could have joined us at any time. Still got 3 minutes. You got 3 minutes. Hurry up. Come on.
But I am pulling the plug. I even asked you, Holly, by name a few times.
Yeah.
But here,
you didn't
here
post
is
that
the
link.
MAXYMO link right here.
So yeah, I'm gonna go to the chat and copy that. And once it pops up, there we go.
I'll move that to the top. Well, Holly, you'll just have to catch it next time. Because if you're on orders, that's pulling a Bud Soda anyway. That goes against the TOS.
Yeah, that's TOS against live stream. I get it because it's very distracting watching people mess with their phones and hearing all that background noise. Like the time that I had to join you while I was driving down the road, I felt terrible because it was cutting in and out and stuff. So that's why I don't want to do that on Thursday.
Yeah, no, me neither. In fact, that's why, if you guys don't notice, like even Flex and I have talked, like his is, and he's specifically even started calling it, it's a lounge. It's a hangout lounge. Because when I do a roundtable, I actually do it based on what roundtables are. I come up with subjects. I know this one, I might not know specifically who will get what question. I'll have to feel that out. But usually I know the people a little bit, so I can kind of, even if I want everybody's perspective, I know who I want to throw the question to first. Who, not necessarily because they're going to give the best answer, but because they might be the most like, and the others might be ready. So there's a whole like thing to it. But like, in Flexes, I always have fun, but it's, there's always all kinds of bells and whistles and noises and dings and dongs.
Oh, Flexes is fun, man. I've been staying up
no, it's way fun, but I'm just saying like, that's not a room where you can be driving, you can be whatever.
I mean, as long as it's not too
but some of these, and especially the one tomorrow, that's a piece that I want to stand the test of time, and Gary wants to be able to refer people to learn, same as I did with Curry. So that's going to be more organized.
Right. Yeah, that's why we have lounges and then we have actual live or roundtables.
Yep. So, okay, guys, I got 45 seconds.
45 seconds. Countdown. You know what? That's as long as your intro. Your intro makes me mad. It's like, okay, starting now, and then it's like, okay, 1 minute, 59, 58. I'm like, why'd you even?
Because it helps sync everybody up in the chat. No,
It drives me. Do it 20 seconds.
It help,
30
right,
seconds.
but it helps. Here's what it is. It helps people sync up in the chat because otherwise they'll be commenting if I'm watching like a premiere, not a live, on something that we're not to yet. But hey, 12 seconds. I'm gonna literally end it right
up on us.
on the time. 5.
All
Everybody,
right,
thank you
take
for
care,
joining
guys.
us. Great weekend, you
Good to
guys.
talk to you.
Have fun. Peace. We are out.